Long ago, in ancient Greece, a guy named Homer, no relation to Mr. Simpson, wrote an epic narrative poem about the legendary Trojan War, which came to be known as the Iliad. Not so long ago, in fact very recently, another guy named Edward Hassel retold the Iliad in a book he called Troy's Story. Described by the Journal of Classics Teaching as a superb introduction to Homer's literature with enormous potential for use with students of both classics and English. Troy's Story is a 250-page, easy-reading, rhyming, illustrated version of the Iliad that has been specifically written to appeal to readers of all ages and abilities. The following extract from Troy's Story concerns the cause of the Trojan War. 3 Greek goddesses, Hera, queen of the gods, Athena, goddess of wisdom, and Aphrodite, goddess of love, have been quarreling about which of them should be awarded a golden apple on which is inscribed the words, "For the fairest of them all." Zeus, king of the gods, decides that a mortal man must judge which of the 3 goddesses should get the beauty prize, and, thinking that finding this judge will not take long, he starts to look for one.
Now as it happened, Zeus was wrong. The hunt for the mortal judge was long, and when it finally stopped at last, over 20 years had passed. After this time the god had spied a youth called Paris on Mount Ida, which rose near Asia's coast at least a fortnight's sailing to the east. A shepherd, Paris earned his keep by looking after flocks of sheep. And Zeus believed this humble soul was perfect for the judge's role.
"That's a judge!"
the great god cried. Then, calling Hermes to his side, he told him,
"There's our judge at last! Take the ladies to him, fast!"
Now Paris really got a shock when, sitting by his grazing flock, he saw, to his complete surprise, a group of gods before his eyes. "No need," smiled Hermes, "for alarm. We are not here to do you harm. All we're asking you to do is give this golden apple to the goddess who you think must be the fairest out of this fair 3. Amazed by what he saw and heard, the shepherd could not say a word. In fact, he wondered if he dreamed and things weren't really as they seemed. But slowly he began to feel that what was happening was real, and in a trembling voice he said, "I can't do this. I'm too ill-bred. Some mighty king or high-born knob would be more suited to the job." "It's not as if you have a choice," said Hermes in a cheery voice. "What Zeus commands you must obey, so heed most carefully what I say. The fairest goddess you must choose. You have no choice, you can't refuse." Now when he heard this, Paris knew that the judging he must do, because if not, his likely fate would be too cruel to contemplate. Immortals could not be defied. Those who did so often died. Ow! And if not, then at the least they'd end up as some plant or beast, or cursed by some unpleasant magic that doomed their lives to go all tragic. So, with the apple in his hand, each goddess Paris shyly scanned, till, asking him to step aside, he said to smiling Hermes, "I'd like to, if I may, suggest that the ladies get undressed. I'd like to see them in the nude. I hope that they won't think me rude, but things would be more fair and square if they were viewed completely bare." Hermes gave a cheeky chortle, shrugged, and then replied, "Immortal Zeus has granted you permission to organize this competition in any way that you see fit. If that's your wish, then so be it." "Then," said Paris, "please request that the ladies get undressed." On hearing of this new condition of the beauty competition, each goddess thus removed her dress and stood in total nakedness. Yet all this did, though, was confuse the shepherd more. He couldn't choose between them, and he got so muddled that soon he clearly looked befuddled. Seeing this, each goddess tried to help the young man to decide. Hera said, "If you choose me, the richest man alive you'll be." Athena said, "If you choose me, a hero of great fame you'll be." Aphrodite said, "If you choose me, the luckiest man on earth you'll be. For you shall have, to charm your life, the fairest woman for a wife. Far more than just your average cutie, she'll be the whole world's greatest beauty." Now, though the shepherd was astounded by how good all these offers sounded, the third one made him most delighted and got him instantly excited. Immediately he loudly cried, "The greatest beauty for my bride? Then, Aphrodite, I declare that you're the fairest of the fair." And bowing low, he stepped up and placed the apple in her hand. Thrilled from perfect head to toe, the goddess let her pleasure show. But as for Hera and Athena, their bitter thoughts could not be meaner about the man who was to blame for bringing them eternal shame. And furiously they rushed away, swearing that they'd make him pay. And thus began their grievous grudge against the beauty contest's judge, which now would never end till he experienced catastrophe.